There's a reason solo developers are shipping entire SaaS products, front end, admin panel, payments, deployment, all of it, completely alone, faster than most five-person teams. It's not talent, it's the ecosystem they're building on, Laravel. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through every major piece of that ecosystem. What replaces your front-end framework, what built your admin panel, what ships your app to production, so you know exactly where each tool fits. Let's get into it. Let's start with the big one, Livewire. Normally, if you want a dynamic page, like a live search bar or a form that updates without refreshing, you'd reach for a JavaScript framework, build a separate API, and connect the two together. That's a lot of setup for one search box. Livewire skips all of that. You write a plain PHP class, and Livewire handles the updates on the page for you automatically. No separate front-end app, no API in between. For a huge chunk of apps, dashboards, admin panels, CRUD-heavy tools, Livewire genuinely replaces the need for a JavaScript framework. That's why thousands of teams have ripped React out of their Laravel apps. Now, some of you actually like React or Vue. Maybe your team already knows it. Maybe you want that component ecosystem. Fair enough. That's where Inertia.js comes in. Inertia is often called the modern monolith. It lets you build your front end in React, Vue, or Svelte. Full components, full reactivity, but without building a separate API. Your Laravel routes return your front-end pages directly. No REST, no GraphQL, no token juggling. Instead of a controller returning JSON, it just returns inertia : render dashboard. And Inertia takes care of swapping in the right React or Vue component on the front end, no page reload, no API layer in between. So here's the real decision tree. Livewire if you want to stay mostly in PHP. Inertia if you want React or Vue's component power, but hate maintaining a separate API. Both are valid, it just depends on your team. Next up, the tool that's exploded in popularity, Filament. Every app eventually needs an admin panel, a place to manage users, view orders, edit records. Building that from scratch takes days. Filament builds it in minutes. It's built on top of Livewire, and it gives you a full admin dashboard. Tables, forms, filters, charts, notifications, just by writing PHP classes that describe what you want, not how to render it. Think of it like Laravel Nova, but open source and far more flexible. If you're building any kind of internal tool, CMS, or admin backend, Filament alone can save you weeks of front-end work. And again, zero React or Vue required. Okay, we've covered the front-end side, but Laravel's ecosystem goes way beyond building the app. It also covers shipping it. Laravel Forge lets you provision and manage real servers, DigitalOcean, AWS, whatever provider you like, through a clean dashboard. No manual server config required. It's been the go-to way to deploy Laravel apps for years. More recently, Laravel introduced Laravel Cloud, the official, fully managed platform built by the Laravel team themselves. You push your code, and Cloud handles the servers, the scaling, the databases, the queues, all automatically, with zero infrastructure to manage on your end. So the choice comes down to this. Forge if you want control over your own servers, Laravel Cloud if you want to skip infrastructure entirely and let Laravel run it for you. Before any of that ships, you have to actually build it locally, and Laravel has its own answer for that too. Laravel Herd is a native app for Mac and Windows that gives you PHP, a local domain, and a working environment in one click. No manually installing PHP versions, no configuring Nginx, no juggling MAMP or XAMPP. If you'd rather work inside Docker, Laravel Sail does the same job through containers. One command spins up your app, your database, your queue worker, all isolated and consistent across every machine on your team. Either way, the goal is the same. Skip the environment setup headache and get straight to writing code. Last piece of the puzzle? making sure your app is fast and actually works. Laravel Octane supercharges performance by keeping your application loaded in memory between requests, using servers like Swole or Roadrunner, instead of booting the entire framework from scratch on every single request. That can mean multiple times faster response times with almost no code changes. And Pest gives you a clean, expressive way to write tests, far more readable than plain PHP unit, while still running on the same engine underneath. Speed and confidence. That's what this last pair of tools brings to the table, and it's why so many Laravel apps stay fast and stable even as they scale. If this helped you understand the Laravel ecosystem, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.